and protected them. So the human imagination cannot reach to that point where Allah Almighty to that point where Allah Almighty has decided about punishing these enemies of the prophets. Similarly, the enemies of the promised Messiah ﷺ, some people, they died, became a lesson for other people. Some people were given respite, and also by showing them the successes of the promised Messiah ﷺ, they were burning in their own fire of jealousy. So this decision is Allah Almighty has kept it to Himself, that how a certain person is going to be captured. Allah Almighty revealed this to the promised Messiah ﷺ, makaru wa makarallah wallahu khairul makirin. Summa yatakaza, that they planned and Allah also planned, and Allah Almighty is the best of the planners. And then He would pounce upon those people who are planning against thee. And those people who are planning, Allah Almighty will jump upon those people. If we further look at that into deeply, that it means that Allah Almighty will jump upon them in order to annihilate them completely. And when Allah Almighty plans, then sometime His life is taken, and sometime they are disgraced, and He is made utmost without any honor and grace in this life. So Allah's decree is going to play its role, but we should always remember that the Holy Prophet ﷺ, who was the most beloved of Allah Almighty and who was sent with the perfect and complete Sharia, Allah Almighty has sent him. And if the prophecies of any prophet has been fulfilled to the maximum, that is the person of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Allah Almighty has told him, it is mentioned in the Holy Quran, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْهَرْ, that you worship your Allah extensively and also set up the standards of sacrifices. This instruction is for the members of His Ummah. And these worship and the high standards of sacrifices, these standards are the such things which are going to attract the blessings of Allah Almighty more than ever before. And also the this high standard very much needed at this time. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was he enabled the Holy Prophet ﷺ to set up high standards of worship and sacrifices which is beyond human imagination. But He has actually set up a noble model for us, an example for us. And after achieving to that high standard, Allah Almighty fulfilled His promise. And those people who were previously criticizing and alleging Him that there is no one who is going to be from His progeny, then Allah Almighty is responding to them that these people are actually without any progeny, and they are going to remain like that. And just see what is going to happen to them in these future, and how they are going to be disgraced. And then the whole world saw that those sons which they considered their progeny, a time came, then the same children, they, according to the prophecy of the Allah Almighty, they, instead of attributing themselves to those their fathers, they were taking more pride in attributing themselves to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. We know after the victory of Islam, the leaders of the Quraysh, their progeny, all of them, they came at the feet of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and they used to take pride. The Ikrama, the son of Abu Jahl, he became, when he became Muslim, then he sacrificed his whole life for the sake of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and for his religion, and he was always ready for that. Walid, he was a great enemy of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. His son, Hazrat Khalid, he showed such example of sacrifice for Islam, which are very exemplary. And there was some person with the name of Asi, and his son Amr bin As. His son Amr bin As, he offered great services, and he was a great leader and a leader of Islam. So it is Allah Almighty who is most powerful, and He is the one who is the best of all the planners. Best of all the planners. He exalts the glory and the position of the Holy Prophet ﷺ more and more, and the enemy, it was going down into disgrace and humiliation. And their progeny was also such that they came to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. This was the revelation. This revelation was also given to the Holy Promised Messiah. Inna Shani'aka huwal abtar. And the whole world saw that how the enemies, they were humiliated, and this is being done even today. We have seen these examples with our own eyes. Is it not the proof of the fact that Allah Almighty is Almighty? Is this not the proof that the promises which Allah Almighty gave to the Messiah ﷺ, they are going to be fulfilled? The Ahmadis should ponder over it, and they should think over it, and they should also try to make their lives so that they should pay attention to the prayers, so that they may be able to see the witness of these prophecies. Allah Masih Maud says, who can tell you about the end except Allah Almighty? Who knows about all these things except the one Allah Almighty? The enemies think that this person should die with disgrace, and the jealous people, they say that something should happen and nothing should be left of it. But all these people are blind, and the time is very near when these bad thinking and bad intentions are going to fall upon them. There is no doubt that the false man dies very quickly, and the one who says from Allah Almighty, and the one who says that Allah Almighty has spoken to me, while he is not from Allah Almighty, and Allah Almighty has not bestowed the honor of His word to him, he dies a very ignoble death, and his end is always very bad, and that becomes a source of learning lesson for other people. And but those who are from Allah, they come to life after their death, because the hand of Allah is always upon them, because the spirit of truth is them. If they are crushed in trials and tribulations, and if they are turned into the dust, and from every type, from every direction, the direction is there, and the whole world is planning against them, but still they do not die, and they do not destroyed, because of that blessed link which they have with Allah the Almighty. Allah Almighty gives them all the difficulties, but not for this purpose that they should be destroyed, so that they should be progressing in the victory and their progress. And this is the rule for all those noble people, that first of all there are trials. Look at this earth. When the farmer, he cultivates this land, and he pierces into this ground for many months. And similarly, sometime the beloved people of Allah, they are thrown into the dust like that. Allah Almighty throws His special people into the dust, and people walk upon them, and they are trampled upon by the people, and from every direction their disgrace is shown. But then after a few days, then those seeds, they come out, they sprout in the form of greenery, and with great glory they come up, and people are surprised to see that. This is actually the tradition of Allah Almighty with His beloved people, that they are put into the situation of trials. Great difficulties they confront, but it is not to make them drown, but so the purpose is that so those people may be able to get those pearls which are given by Allah Almighty. Allah Almighty puts them into difficulty not to destroy them, but the pious people, they face these trials so that they should go underneath those, and those people who are swimming in the in the river of unity of Allah Almighty, they should